What's up, team? Mikey Bell here with Outdoor Adventure Training. January has been a parade of powder storms on the West Coast, and it has been epic. We've been tearing it up deep in the backcountry and at the resort, getting the goods. And you know what allows me to get out there day in and day out and perform at my best? Yes, it's the training. Yes, it's the nutrition. Yes, it's all of those other things. But the number one thing is this magical tool right here, a foam roller. And it's the hours and hours that I've been putting in to mobility that's allowed me to stay healthy and fresh day in and day out and perform at my best and feel comfortable that I'm not gonna injure myself, whether that be a chronic or acute injury. Not to call anyone out here, but by and large, our most popular videos are our workout videos, and that's great. I want you all to keep crushing those, but don't neglect mobility. It will catch up to you. You've heard me talk a lot about longevity on this channel, and when I talk about that, I mean taking the time to cool out the nervous system, roll out the muscles, and improve your flexibility so you can perform better tomorrow. A lot of the mobility stuff is not about instant gratification. When you're done working out, you can see the puddle of sweat, you can feel the burn in your muscles. Foam rolling and stretching is a little bit different. It's some of that delayed gratification. To really see those gains in the mobility and flexibility department can take weeks and months of dedicated practice, but I promise you, you will get there if you stick to it. And what this specific routine is all about. This is the powder legs mobility sequence. This is my go-to after a big day of powder skiing or even the night before a big day of powder skiing. Great way to move that lactic acid, flush out the muscles, and ultimately improve your flexibility and mobility so you can get out there and slay turns all day. If you know you need mobility training in your life, but you struggle with accountability or structure, or you just don't know what the heck to do, check out our website at outdooradventuretraining.com. We have a ton of different training programs, and every single one of them has full mobility programming, and for good reason, because I wholeheartedly believe that outside of the working out and the nutrition and having the right mindset, the mobility is where it's at, and everybody, I don't care who you are, needs to be doing this stuff, if not on a daily basis, very regularly in your weekly routine. That is way too much of me talking. Let's open the Outdoor Adventure Training app. We'll click on the mobility for powder legs. As you can see, we got some foam rolling, followed by some of my favorite static stretches that I do just about every day. Our primary goal is to chill out. I know I got a little aggravated about telling you to get in your mobility training. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Grab your foam roller. We're rolling our back out for a minute. So just nice and slow here, up and down the length of the spine. We'll see if we get any pops out of my back here. Oh yeah, just a few. Usually put my hands behind my head to brace, let my neck relax. Really just warming up here, nice and easy. I'm not gonna talk a whole lot to allow you to relax. Might give you a few cues here and there. If you want to learn more about the science behind foam rolling, more specifics, it's all embedded in the app. Get in there. Focus on that lower back a little bit. That's where I usually get tight after a big pow day, especially if I'm hucking jumps that maybe I shouldn't. We're transitioning now to the calves, so that foam roller is coming around. We're doing one calf muscle at a time, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. Roller is perpendicular to the calves. I'm really smashing that gastroc and soleus on the roller. Really important that we stay connected to our breathing, stay relaxed. Not rolling over any bones. Stick to the muscles, team. If you find a point of tenderness, you might not need to roll a whole lot. Just do some little micro rolling like this right here. Definitely got some tightness in the calves today. New ski boots will do that to you.
Hang in there. You're done in 3, 2.
We're transitioning right away to the other leg.
For 60 seconds.
is a little tighter today. So try not to let your toes point away. We want to try to keep that calf muscle in a relaxed position, which means pointing your toes back up to you. Nice and easy. You don't need to spend a lot of time on the Achilles tendon. It's a tendon, it's not a muscle. Focusing on the muscles. That will create freedom through the tendon. A few more passes on the calves, and we're just going to continue up the legs into the hamstrings, the glutes, and then we'll be flipping over into the anterior chain.
You're done in 3.
So whichever leg you'd like, we're just going further up the leg, getting on that hammy. So same positioning here. Yes, some people's triceps will get burnt out here. That's okay. Adjust as necessary. Again, look for those points of tenderness. This is a sequence that I literally do every single day. I foam roll all of these muscle groups for varying degrees of length depending on how I'm feeling and what I feel like my body needs. Experiment with that lateral hamstring. It's one that gets people, so just that slight external rotation.
10 seconds left.
That outside line, kind of like at the resort. It's usually where the goods are at, on the edge of the trail.
3, 2, 1.
Don't tell
Foam
anybody
rolling,
that.
hamstrings.
Switching legs here, left leg, stack however you need. If your hammies are super tight, you might not need a stack at all. And that's quite all right. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Doing great. Left hammy is feeling it today. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just gonna let that open up. Just some really subtle movements here.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3.
Continuing
2,
up the
1.
posterior
Foam
chain
rolling,
now
glutes
to
and
the
piriformis.
glutes and the piriformis. So all we're doing here is you can certainly just drop both hips over to one side and work, for lack of better terms, that one cheek. But what I ultimately want you to do is to cross this ankle over that knee. So we got this figure 4 shape. That puts that muscle in a relaxed and stretched out position. So you can really get in there. Again, we're staying off the bones, staying on the muscles. This is getting real deep into those glutes, especially if you've been hitting our workouts. Oh yeah, your glutes should be sore. But gotta maintain the mobility.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
And we're gonna be switching right away to the other side.
1.
Foam rolling, glutes and
Forgive me, but I won't be
piriformis.
looking at you. Again, you don't need to cross that leg over. Sometimes initially I'll do a few passes just to kind of assess where the tightness is, and then I'm stacking. For me, it's usually that upper glute on the left side that gets me. Nice thing about foam rolling in here is I got my motivation right here. Skiing, mountaineering, training, international expeditions. That's usually all the motivation I need to get on the foam roller. If feeling good wasn't enough.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
We're gonna be flopping over to the anterior chain in a minute for the
You're done
quadriceps.
in 3, 2, 1.
Foam rolling.
So I'm just gonna roll right over here, getting right onto the quads. I'm doing one leg at a time. So my other leg is out to the side. I'm gonna try to keep this knee at least slightly bent. I'm rolling from the hip all the way down to the top of the knee. If you are a skier or a snowboarder, I promise you 60 seconds is not enough. I encourage you to pause this video. Spend as much time as you need foam rolling your quads. These suckers will get tight.
You're half done.
If you got tight hip flexors, another great way to reduce that tension is by foam rolling the quads. This is something you should definitely be doing every day during ski season. Absolute game changer when it comes to recovery and performance.
10 seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3.
When we switch into the other leg,
Foam rolling. Hip flexors.
I lied. We're going right up to the hip flexors. That's why we have the app. So I'm really focusing on the upper part of the quad. So just below the iliac crest. Ooh, you'll know when you're there. Forgive me, I'm facing the wrong way. But my goal here is not really to do a ton of rolling. I'm actually just laying on this hip flexor, letting that sucker open up.
You're half done.
We'll be doing some hip stretches at the end. Don't you worry. Nice and easy here. Try to relax, get out of your own way.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Next, we'll be switching to the quad on the other leg.
You're done in 3.
Ooh, I could stay
Foam
there
rolling.
all day.
Quadriceps.
Here we go, switching to the other side. So again, just rolling the quad on that right leg now. Get the strings out of the way. So my right quad for me is usually right around there on the lateral side. For you, it could be different. It could be anywhere on that quad. And you do have 4 different quadricep muscles. So it's important to not just roll the outside, but also get the inside, the medial. Wherever you find that point of tenderness is where you should focus.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
A few more passes on the quads, and then we're getting up into the hips.
You're done.
And that'll be our last rolling
1.
Foam rolling.
movement.
Hip flexors.
Okay, so up into the hip flexors. I'm literally just laying right on the hips. And the hip flexor, you don't have a hip flexor muscle. Rather, it's a group of muscles like your quads, sartorius, gracilis, pectineus. You don't need to know that. Just roll your hips, man. Keep it simple. Oh yeah, definitely feeling it up in there. Probably all those heavy pack carries. Up and down the mountain. And sitting in the car to the ski area, to the trailhead. It's honestly what gets you in the hips is sitting. Obviously, if you're riding the chairlift, it might be unavoidable.
Done in 3, 2, 1.
Okay,
Low lunge.
we're transitioning to a low lunge stretch next. So you can get the foam roller out of the way. All I'm doing is placing one foot between the two hands. You might want your foam roller. If this is really difficult, you could use it as a prop. Hold yourself up a little higher. If not, just keeping that back foot relaxed. Really getting a good stretch through that left hip. I love the sequence of foam rolling to get the blood flowing, get the tissues relaxed, and then getting into a deep static stretch. Focus on your breathing. Let those hips open up. Should feel nice, or not.
10 seconds left. Hang in there.
Be transitioning to lizard pose on the same side. So all I'm gonna do
You're done
is bring this hand to the inside. I'm gonna
Lizard
walk
pose.
this foot out. I'm gonna lift my toes off the ground and externally rotate the hip. So my hip is flopping over to that right side. And you can totally stay up high. You could use a prop, whether it's a block or a foam roller, pillow, or you can come down onto the forearms. Again, we're focusing on breathing.
Seconds left. Hang in there.
Keep breathing, and we're gonna come out of this slowly to transition to low lunge on the other side.
3, 2, 1.
Low lunge.
Nice and slow, slower than you think you might need to. Those muscles are in a relaxed position. Switching to the other side. Framing that foot, letting those hips sink.
Seconds left. Hang
Keep
in
breathing. Slow transition to lizard pose in a few seconds.
There. You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Lizard
There we go.
pose.
Lifting the toes off the floor, externally rotating, bringing this hand to the inside. Sinking deep down in there. Oh yeah. That left hip, same one that I was feeling during the rolling of the glutes and piriformis. It's kind of the same region we're stretching here.
You're half done. Seconds left. Hang in there. You're done in 3, 2.
Okay, coming out of this slowly, you are going to need a box or a wall, a couch, something of that nature. We got the couch stretch for 90 seconds. Quite simply, all I'm doing is making sure I have some padding for the knee, dropping the top of that foot on top of the box, right here. Amazing stretch to get that entire anterior chain, quad, hip flexor, deep into the psoas. This is a 90-second hold. This is something, if you have tight hip flexors, this should be home for you. It should feel good. Not over pushing through the lumbar spine, keeping the abs somewhat engaged, glutes somewhat engaged. I'm still trying to relax. Just keep holding that stretch. You can certainly use a pillow or blankets to pad even more, double up your mat, whatever you need.
Seconds left. Hang in
I'm
there.
gonna slowly switch sides here.
You're done in 3, 2, 1.
Couch
There we go.
stretch.
Usually I just like to rotate, let that foot come down,
Exercise.
stepping up. Last stretch here, team. Oh yeah, should feel good.
You're half done.
A few more breaths here. Enjoy it.
Seconds left till the end. You can do this. You're done in 3.
All right, make sure you come out of this slowly, and hopefully you're feeling nice and relaxed. Again, this is something you can practice literally every single evening after you're skiing or before your next day of skiing. I promise you, it will make such a big difference in how you feel in the longevity of your outdoor adventuring career. It's bigger than just skiing today and tomorrow. It's bigger than this season. It's down the road. It's later in life. How do you want to show up for your family and your career and every other facet of life? I really think a lot of that all comes down to taking the time to care for yourself. Mobility, nutrition, of course the exercising, the sleep. Please take care of yourself. We want you to be healthy and we want you to return back here to outdoor adventure training. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share this with a friend. We want your feedback. Did you like this? Was it hard? Let us know. We'll make more videos for you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.